So today we're going to be looking at a power training session that's focusing on basketball players. We're going to include a variety of different exercises, but first we're going to demonstrate a warm-up. In this warm-up we're going to include a couple of different movements with the body and get the body ready for exercise. This is just an example warm-up. Usually a normal warm-up would last about 10 to 15 minutes.
So a warm-up should start with a pulse raiser. Usually this would then progress on to movements such as high knees, heel kicks and side steps. So we're now moving on to a more sport-specific pulse raiser, that can include more agility movements. Now we're moving on to the more resistance training warm-up, including A-skips. Now we're going to progress the warm-up on a bit more so that she's doing a bit more bounding. In this she's going to be jumping and holding and sticking the landing, and moving on to the next exercise it's going to be quick succession jumps, in which the final jump she's going to hopefully stick the landing. Now we're going to look at some dynamic stretches. We're going to start with the upper body and then work our way down to the lower body.
So now that our athletes warmed up, we're going to start the resistance training. First we're going to look at the back squat. First we're just going to look at the technique of the back squat without any weight. This can now be progressed onto a back squat with adding weights. The final progression with the back squat is to load the bar with weights. For this we've added an extra 10 kilograms to increase the resistance.
Another form of squat is the overhead squat. As your athlete progresses through the season, more weights can be added to the bar to increase more resistance. This is a loaded jump squat. It's more of a sport-specific exercise as basketball includes quite a few jumps. Before we move on to the jump exercises, we're just doing a low intensity squat and step over. Go. Now we're going to move on to some bounding exercises over some small hurdles. Go. After this you can progress it onto jumping with one leg. This can then be progressed on by alternating the height of the hurdles. Go. Another form of progression of this is to use a larger hurdle at the end to look at explosive. Another form of power exercise is the box jump. To do this, she just jumps from the ground onto the box. To progress this, we're going to increase the height of the box. Now we're going to look at controlling the landing as another form of progression. Next exercise is a drop jump. In this, you need the shortest contact time possible. Another progression is to add another box. Now we're going to concentrate on enhancing the power of the upper body. This exercise is a sport-specific power exercise as the athlete is generating power from her upper body as well as her legs to propel the ball. Now to focus on upper body strength. This focuses on counteracting the forces from a drop medicine ball. The participant needs to produce power to propel the medicine ball back at the opposing person. Go. A progression of this is to alternate the sides the ball is thrown to. The next exercise is aimed at producing power vertically using the participant's upper body. The final exercise is a whole body power exercise in which the aim is to propel the ball as high as possible.
Now that the session's been completed, the participant needs to perform a cool down in order to reduce the risk of injuries and muscle soreness.